Rather unsurprisingly, for a company that celebrated its 125th birthday last year, Nintendo have a history of adapting to the changing world as well as the trends and technologies that the company has witnessed throughout that time. As the only one of the big three companies that focuses on the video games industry, they have thrived by focusing their efforts on highly polished, massively playable games that stand alongside anything any other developer offers on any other system. But where is Nintendo's place in an industry that pushes towards mass market satisfaction, high-spec technology and mature gaming? As the gaming landscape skews its focus towards the big annual blockbusters, emotive narratives and small independently developed offerings, are Nintendo doing all they can to be relevant? After all, this is a company that went from manufacturing Hanafuda cards, to toys, to arcades and to home consoles. So adapting to changing markets is what they do far better than most. So why have they struggled to adapt to the needs of the modern console market in recent years? It would be foolish to claim that their current home console, the Wii U, has been a resounding success. What its library lacks in volume, it does deliver in quality, with the majority of first and second party releases riding high on yearly Game of the Year lists, especially in 2014. But its biggest failing is a clear lack of clarity in its marketing message. There are potential consumers out there being lost every day because they're convinced that Nintendo's latest system is a minor peripheral upgrade to the original Wii. And it doesn't help that not even Nintendo are entirely able to consistently create game experiences using the Wii U gamepad, a unique selling point that they themselves created especially for the system. Then, there's the serious deficit of third-party software support. From the moment the system was revealed, Nintendo were proud to announce a selection of third-party games from the industry's most prolific developers and publishers. This is the system that launched with big names like Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed, Mass Effect and Arkham City, alongside a handful of major third-party exclusives. Such bright, shining promise of consistent support from major developers quickly dissipated into nothing, as the exclusive games disappeared, followed by the multi-format ports. A lack of market interest was cited by many of these third parties, but surely this was a chicken and egg scenario where consumers were not buying the Wii U because of a lack of major tentpole titles, while developers and publishers weren't bothering to develop for the system because the system wasn't selling enough. Finally, there's the technological shortcomings of a system that contains an architecture that was not only similar to its predecessor, the Wii, but also close to that of the GameCube. The result is a system that's admittedly more powerful than the last generation of systems, but still a far cry from the raw power of its current rivals. Why would developers waste the time trying to port their multi-format games to such a low-powered system? With that said, Mario Kart 8 was genuinely one of the best looking games released last year, and that says much about Nintendo's excellent understanding of the system, married with an excellent cohesive style throughout their first party releases. Meanwhile, the handheld market has had its fair share of trials and tribulations. The 3DS, despite dominating the dedicated handheld gaming market, has failed to capture even half the sales of its predecessor, the original DS. The rise of the smartphone and tablet gaming market has clearly caused Nintendo damage in a market that has historically seen them on top over the past decade and a half. 2014 was an admittedly quiet year for both the 3DS and its powerful rival, the PlayStation Vita, with fewer notable releases on both. So where does this leave Nintendo as a company? For years they have carved their own path in this industry, dictating what the market wanted, instead of listening to the market itself. When they have buckled under pressure to give people what they want, it's akin to the wishes granted by a cursed monkey's paw. Online functionality with limited social options, I'm looking at you, and I'm glaring. But, and I'm finally coming to the point of this video, the seeds of change are being sown. While the third-party support is admittedly still lacking, Nintendo are taking great strides in ensuring there is a steady stream of software available for both Wii U and 3DS. Close relationships with the likes of Bandai Namco and Capcom are reaping benefits, filling the gap between releases. Meanwhile, Nintendo are making genuine strides in attracting independent development. Now, while the quality of these games have been, shall we say, sporadic, the bar for developing content for a Nintendo system has clearly been dramatically lowered, and that can only be a very good thing for the Wii U and future systems in the long term. But things are looking a little rosier for the Wii U, as recent financial reports have indicated that the system is hitting Nintendo's own sale targets, keeping the company in profit despite falling 3DS sales. There are the beginnings of some sort of forward momentum for the Wii U itself, stemming from the 2014 releases of Mario Kart 8 and Super Smash Bros., and it's up to Nintendo to keep a steady stream of releases coming to all of their active systems. This year, Nintendo have committed to new games in the Star Fox and Legend of Zelda series, which will obviously please fans like you and me. But there are two games that could give the Wii U a serious boost this year. The first is Splatoon, a game clearly rooted in a new generation of Nintendo developers and inspired by the online shooters of today. That is a rare thing, a new IP from Nintendo in a genre that the company has never attempted before. And it's fun. A team-based shooter that feels very different to the competition, and with the right marketing, it could be the game that the Wii U needs to track sales. The other game is Mario Maker. It's a simple idea, a level editor for Mario. But if the sharing infrastructure is there and works well, Nintendo could have a Little Big Planet-sized hit on their hands. The potential is there, but it is all down to the online functionality, which Nintendo have historically failed on, but are slowly improving. Nintendo's approach to DLC has also been a surprise success so far, with Hyrule Warriors and Mario Kart 8 offering extra content at reasonable prices, with incentives for purchasing bundles of content. Mario Kart's paid-for content has been a clear highlight, a practically must-have piece of new content. Which brings us on to the Nintendo Network. With Club Nintendo ceasing to exist later in the year, I firmly believe that the Nintendo Network will expand with some sort of loyalty-based reward system. There is a chance that the physical rewards may also go away, but a money-off system much like the recently ceased Wii U's Digital Deluxe promotion would be a huge success. Meanwhile, the new 3DS is weeks away from release, alongside the remaster of The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. It's a move that could reinvigorate the handheld market, but only if there are enough new 3DS supported games to carry some momentum. Titles such as Codenamed Steam, Xenoblade Chronicles and Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate are some of the bigger names out there, but it feels like things are quiet on the third party front. A total turnaround from the salad days of the Nintendo DS. There needs to be enough games out there to justify the new 3DS's existence, otherwise it's another DSi scenario. With any luck, more games are on the way, and I'm confident we'll hear more at E3 this year. Let's not forget about Amiibo, Nintendo's entry into the Toys to Life genre. Clearly, this is a branch of Nintendo merchandising that has been a clear success, despite a total lack of communication regarding stock, and also coming after Skylanders and Disney Infinity. This is something that hopefully Nintendo will support for years to come, and continued integration with Wii U and 3D games can only benefit both systems and Nintendo's profile. We also haven't heard anything since October about their intentions to enter the quality of life market with a device that supposedly tracks a user's sleep patterns at night. This partnership with ResMed, a manufacturer of products related to the prevention of sleep disorders, has been mostly kept under wraps, but maybe 2015 is the right time for a public announcement. Who knows, we could be this close to the gamification of our own sleep. As for the far future, that's somewhat difficult to predict. We are years away from the next generation, but the seeds for improvement must be sown now. New internal talent needs to be discovered to bring in new ideas for both development and business areas. The game needs to be raised when it comes to third parties. New partners must be sought, while partnerships with existing developers must be strengthened. These third parties need confidence from Nintendo that there is money to be made on their platforms to encourage them to not only bring ports of games over, but to provide exclusive content. But to earn that confidence, Nintendo needs to take more cues from their rivals in future. Improved online and social functions, the ability to enjoy non-gaming media, technology that is high spec enough to compete and impress consumers. These are things that currently hold Nintendo back and is also turning off prospective customers. But they are also issues that can be remedied in future.